Hey, what's up guys, DigiXross Boost here and welcome back to another Digimon video. Today I have the finals of locals from last week, BT10 format. And the finals was actually a Blue Flare mirror match. On the left we have Nigel piloting Blue Flare, and then on the right we have Chris, who actually also won the Store Championship 2 weeks ago. His deck profile is up on my channel, which you can check out. Of course, I don't think he's playing the exact same list. But yeah, so still doing very well with the Blue Flare deck. So let's see, Nigel wins the Dyro here, so he's going to have to go first. This is the first time I've actually seen this matchup play out. So kind of curious how it goes. Nigel going for the mulligan here, and I think Chris did the same. But yeah, let's see. So Nigel's gonna hedge the Baby Domon here, which is the new egg that says, you know, if your opponent has 2 Digimon, you can draw a card on attack. That's what Blue Flare does, right? If your opponent has 2 or more Digimon, then they get like additional effects. Just going to the Madoki Beta here, which might definitely come up against the Blazing Memory Boost, and then playing Kiraha. And there we have it. Chris goes into Gyrosmon and then plays the Blazing Memory Boost, which is not ideal because it kind of gives Nigel 2 free memory. He does hit Kirai here, but he does get to add Gyrosmon and I think Metalgreymon to his hand. Nigel, yeah, moving out to Madoki here. Probably not gonna swing, just to, you know, keep it there to prevent Chris from popping off the memory boost. Going to activate his own Blazing Memory Boost, and he's going to add Giles and Metalgreymon to his hand. So setting up for a Metalgrey push later. Chris swinging with Gyrosmon there, but hitting the Rattle Star, bouncing into the hand, which is not exactly what you want to see happen. But yeah, and then just playing Sora and Joe. Nigel evolving into his own Gyrosmon, and then hard playing the Greymon here, which will give Chris the memory from Sora and Joe. And he also actually misses, so instead of adding 2 Blue Flare cards, you can't add anything. Chris going into the Vmon here after getting the 2 memory from Sora and Joe. The jamming Vmon is really good in this deck, I think, because there's not that many rookies that really synergize with the strategy, except from Gyrosmon, of course. Going into another Greymon here, revealing double Greymon and Metal Grey, I think. He's going to add the Greymon and the Metal Greymon to his hand. And Nigel now has 5 memory to work with, potentially. He does have multiple Digimon on the field, though. Probably going to want to crash his Greymon here. First going to swim with the Gyrosmon, but it hits the memory boost, so it doesn't get deleted. And actually the Greymon also survives, which is surely not something Nigel wanted to see happen. Unless he's actually going to go into the Metal Greymon now to play around the Sora and Joe. Which I think it looks like he's going to do. Yeah, so he's gonna DigiXross here into the Metal Greymon. With the Metalgreymon and the Greymon. Metalgreymon kind of the boss monster, stunning the Greymon here, and then going for a check since it has Rush. But it actually gets deleted. I think it swung into the Decker Greymon. But it does have material save too, so he's going to put both the Greymon and the Metalgreymon below the Kira, and then he's just going to play the Trident to put Chris to 1. Even though potentially Chris will have 5 memory to work with anyway. Even though Nigel did memory choke in there with the Forbidden Trident. Going to, get rid of the sources from the Gyrosmon. And then check into another Gyrosmon with the Vmon. Draw a card from Upa. Then he's going to play Ice Wall and hard play a Gyrosmon to the field. So whatever happens, but Nigel, could he go for game here? He could actually potentially still have game, because he can do 2 checks. Oh wait, no, he can't. Never mind, he still misses memory. Going to swing with Gyrosmon, it again survives. You really want to see deleted to play out some of your bigger Digimon that generate advantage, like example the Deckermon, I think it's called, the one that like draws cards, which would be extremely strong in this specific situation, because it would be drawing 4 cards on play. But yeah, no luck, just swinging into the Kiriha there. Now you're doing a think here, like does he want to swing with the Madoki Beta? It's a bit 50-50, right, because of course he doesn't want to lose it to security, but on the other hand, the odds of Chris having Forbidden Trident in his hand are reasonable, I want to say. So we might see that come up. If he doesn't swing, he actually opts to pop the boost and then go for the swing. Into Vmon actually here, so trying to, you know, not Yeah, that makes sense, right? He needs to out the Vmon, because if not, potentially Chris could just swing 3 times and then play the Metalgreymon with Rush from his hand, and then the game would just be over. So that's definitely a fair enough play. It doesn't seem like Nigel has a rookie here. He's going to evolve into Greymon, actually. So to not give Chris the memory from the Sora and Joe, I guess. And then I suppose this is just going to be game, right? Because Chris now is going to be able to swing with all his guys. And then probably going to be able to Metal Gray. Yeah, there we have it. Metal Gray, tap Kiraha to go into it. And then stun the Greymon, hit the Deckermon, and then... right. Of course he can't unsuspend, he can only do that if there's 2 Digimon in play, I think. But he does have the Hybrid for game, classic. And it's a nice job of him popping both the memory boost to play around the potential Icewall and Nigel security, right? Because if he hit that, then you wouldn't have had game, and maybe he would have lost on the next turn, who knows. Would have been pretty likely even, because potentially Nigel could have gone for the double attack. But yeah, we're not seeing that here. Nigel going for the mulligan, actually opting to start here. Again, Baby Down to Madoki Beta. We'll also play the Kiraha just like next. Yes, so exactly the same start as last game. Not sure how I feel about opting to start here, but we'll see how it turns out. Chris going to the Vmon, then Sora Joe, and then just hard playing Galsmon to put Nigel to 3. And he would go to 3 anyway because of Kira, so definitely fair enough play. Then next turn he can, hopefully the Galsmon will get leaded by security and he can actually play out something like a Greymon or a Deckermon. Nigel playing the Greymon here, he's going to be adding another Greymon and the Blazing Memory Boost to his hand, which also has the Blue Flare in trade, so fair enough. Then Chris is gonna gain 2 memory because, you know, no sources. Going to swing with his Vmon, the Sora and Joe, and then Galsmon finally getting deleted here by an attack, playing out the Greymon for free, which will trigger its unplay effect. So yeah, he's going to be able to add either Metal Gray Kira or Blazing Memory Boost to his hand here. Well, 2 of the 3 anyways. And we see Forbidden Trident being reviewed as well. Chris doing a little think here, what he wants to add. Opting to go for the Blazing Memory Boost and the Kira, which is definitely fair enough. And then just going to play the Blazing Memory Boost here. Milbert, of course, revealing the Kira, let's go. And then adding another Memory Boost and Milbertramon to set up for that Metal Gray push. Nigel moving out the Madoki here. Let's see if he will, what his answer will be. He does have a lot of cards in hand, so he can out the Vmon for sure, or the Greymon, honestly. Like, he could do whatever, but it's probably better to just out the Vmon, I feel, because the Greymon will be able to save anyway, and then, you know, he has Kira in play, so doesn't really accomplish that much, I think, unless he really doesn't want Chris to evolve over the Greymon for some reason. But we know Chris has the Milbertramon in hand, right? So yeah, he's okay. So he's opting to delete the Greymon and then bump the material from the Vmon with Sora and Joe. Not sure what the logic behind this play was, but maybe there's just something I'm missing, since, you know, Nigel is a Blue Flare player and I am not. He's going to use the Greymon effect here to add Metalgreymon to his hand, which he can do because Kira is in play, and then he's going to play Sora and Joe. And yeah, Chris goes to 5 because of his own Sora and Joe. Lots of memory there, and also a lot of potential to get blown out by Metalgreymon, since, you know, he's going to be able to stun both Digimon, probably. Going to swing into another Metalgreymon and then play the Blazing Memory Boost. So yeah, definitely hitting what he wants to hit, I think, here. Or maybe he's still searching for the Metalgreymon, that's a possibility, of course. So I think he's gonna add the Metalgray for sure, and then also, yes, the Gyosmon. So probably lacking a rookie there. Yeah, so that pretty much confirms it, right? Evolving of the Kiaramon with the Gyosmon. And now, is he going to stun his opponent's field, or is he going to keep the Metal Grey in hand for now, which I think definitely would be a fair play. Because he won't be able to... Okay, so yeah, he's going to play Kiraha, and then because of double Sora and Joe, Nigel's actually going to start his turn with 8 memory. So, kind of not looking so good for Chris, I want to say, even though he's still on 5 security. And he does only have 1 Digimon in play, so... You know, Nigel won't be able to abuse all the the really broken effects from the blue fair cards. Yeah, he's gonna out the Vmon here, definitely fair enough. Then play Blazing Boost for 5. Really hitting a lot of good cards, adding Metal Grey and Millbird to his hand, and playing Kiraha, of course, because Blue Flare players always be hitting Kiraha with the Blazing Memory Boost. That card's crazy, right? Like, it's probably the best memory boost card in the game. Just playing the Tamer, the Forkles Tamer for basically free. Kind of ridiculous, It's, if you really think about it, it's one of the few memory boost cards that actually nets you extra memory in the long run as well. Because, you know, you sort of play the Kira for free. And then you can pop it to gain 2 memory, so you actually gain like 6 memory value from just playing this card. But yeah, Nigel going into the Metal Grey here, not stunning anything because there's nothing on the field. And then just going for that security check. I'm not sure how you feel about this play. Because now Chris can move out the Gaiosmon, he can go swing, pop off the materials with the Sora and Joe, and then stun Nigel's hit Iron Field with his own Metal Grey, and then he still can attack with Metal Grey as well. So yeah, I feel like maybe it would have been better to keep the Metal Grey in hand, even though, of course, he doesn't have that much security left, so he's in a little bit of a tight spot. Gaiosmon getting the lead here, the Kiaramon getting the draw, and then Gaiosmon is going to bring out... yeah, something? Maybe? Just bring out nothing, I guess, and just go Kiriha, DigiXross into Metal Grey for 3. And then he can do the attack unsuspend stuff, and that's the game. So Chris wins this local playing Blue Flare. Yep, pretty interesting matchup, I want to say. GG's.